All right, fuck it. Here's how we book 120 sales calls every single month with our licensing offer that does over $70,000 a month in profit, $100,000 a month in revenue. I'm gonna be giving you guys the exact strategy along with the exact ad creatives and the exact campaign structure that we set up. First part of this video is gonna be me breaking down the strategy, the things that you need to set up, the things that you need to have in place before running these efficiently. The second part of this video is gonna be me actually opening up the Facebook Ad Manager and showing you guys the specific way that we run ads, the exact funnel we use, the type form, the creatives, everything that you would need to know to be able to successfully launch this yourself, all here for free on YouTube. Because again, fuck it, why not give you so much value, make you so much money for free that you actually end up trusting me and then potentially working with me one-to-one so that we could scale your offer to 6 figures a month as well. So let's go ahead and dive on into it. So first things first, let's talk about the funnel strategy. There's 2 different strategies that we've used to scale this offer. Number 1 has been a lead form to landing page, to where we have our traditional call funnel. You could look in our call funnel best practices video to where we still have headline, offer, we have a VSL, and then we have the calendar below with a pre-call page. And number 2 is what we've been running with more recently because we don't have a massive outbound setter team, and we actually ended up letting go of our setter, and we're having a lot more efficiency with just one closer who confirms all of his own calls. But it's just traditional call funnel, which is literally a VSL and application. Now, everyone wants to say that when you're targeting local businesses, that stupid simple funnels work the best. I disagree. Stupid simple funnels will get you cheap calls, but building these funnels the right way will get you cheap calls with prospects that are actually framed to where you could actually close at a high rate, because right now we're closing over 30% on live calls. Now, before you ever run ads for this kind of offer, you wanna make sure you have 2 things. You wanna have at least 2 case studies, or at least a case study of yourself. And when I say case study of yourself, you replicating the exact thing that you're gonna be helping people do. If you don't have case studies, people are never gonna buy from you from cold traffic. The last couple things that you're gonna need is you're gonna need a simple, obviously, go high level account. Go high level account. You're gonna need a Vitalytics account to host your VSLs. You're gonna need to set up your conversion API. And for maximum efficiency, you're gonna need to get an account on Skool, which you guys will see why in a little bit. All right, so now that you know the 2 types of funnels that we use and the softwares you're gonna need, we're gonna go ahead and dive in and actually show you guys in depth the exact processes we use right now. All right, here we are directly into the Ads Manager. So for this specific one, we're running ad set budget optimization. No CBO specifically for this one, although we do run CBO quite a bit. It just very much depends on the campaign and how much control we wanna have. If we wanna just kinda like sit back and fuck off, we'll run CBO and it tends to work fine, but ad set budget optimization we also use because it allows us to have a lot more control and then just slowly increment spend up or increment spend down. For this one, for example, we had the top performers, so the ads that were already working the best for us and the ads that were already, were new and just haven't worked perfect just yet. In this campaign, we've been running since June 1st at a lot of efficiency. We ended up turning off the second one because they just didn't perform nearly as good, and now we're just scaling these like crazy. Let me show you guys though here. There's 2 ones that we run. One is the web conversions. The second one is gonna be the lead form to landing page, which I'll show you that one second. But right here we have website and we're optimizing for schedule. And we do have basically the Calendly integrated directly into the type form and then Calendly integrated into Go High Level without Zapier, so that we have a lot more efficiency. But yeah, a lot of people will optimize for just like a schedule, which is kind of stupid if you ask me, because the problem with that is you're gonna have massive drop off in the people that just submit the form. Maybe they're qualified, maybe they're not. People that actually schedule, you could reroute people to where if they're unqualified, they could book on this call or have this downsell, or if they have this qualification, they could schedule on this specific calendar, and then you put it on the thank you page. And then you put your pixel for schedule on the thank you page for once they actually book, and then you could set up your conversion API as well. Now, the biggest thing here is it's simple. We run dynamic creative. This one specifically is running at 175 a day. We have another one that's running in roofing that's doing really, really well as well. And if we scroll down, obviously Advantage Plus, we're using a lot of that stuff, but manual placements. Now, the biggest part with manual placements is we want to just be on feeds. We don't want to be on anything else. And stories and reels, we don't want to be on anything else, none of this stuff. Turn all of it off. Now, one thing I don't believe I covered, but if I scroll back up, we also have suggestions as well. So what we find works with home services, we run open targeting for almost everything, but what we find works really, really well with home service niches, just because there's a lot of stuff in here for solar, for roofing, any industry where you could find a lot of detailed targeting in. We love it. And you could split test them both. You could run an ABO or a CBO depending on how much of a pulse you want to keep on it. But we do really, really well with these solar interests right here. We just tend to narrow down super well, and it's always worked. Like we've compared it, and our cost per call has been like a 50% difference. When I say 50%, I mean like $100 versus like a $50. Right now we're averaging 37 per call, just to give you guys context. But if we go into the actual creative, the strategy is super, super simple. Before I go in and show you the videos, I'll go in and scroll down first and show you the copy. The primary text isn't the most important part, but we always like to have something catchy because if it runs on a story, they're only going to see this first part. So solar companies are booking hundreds of appointments every single month without paid ads, without agencies, or door-to-door using this one thing. And so they're going to want to watch. And so they're going to want to watch to figure out what is this one thing, which ultimately we end up showing them. Now, headlines are simple: 100 plus solar appointments, build an in-house call center. That stuff doesn't matter nearly as much as the actual creative, which is what I'm about to show you here. Now, we have a couple different creatives that we're running. All of them have the same exact body copy in terms of like, what are we saying in the middle? Like after the 15-second hook, for instance, every body copy is the same. Every offer is the same. I'll go ahead and show you guys this one. We have running.
I got 22 sales. From those 22 sales, I made around $152,000.
Profited total close to, I think it's around 50 to 60,000 now. So almost a 10x we've ever
Appointments.
many.
We're from 200 to 300
And
qualified.
then boom, we roll right into the hook, which with obviously, the body copy with the call out, we try to get the offer out within as little as 10 to 15 seconds, as fast as possible. We'll help you accomplish XYZ desired results. So we'll book you 100 plus appointments every single month with your own in-house automated call center without having to pay any money on ads, spend any money on agency retainers, or knock any more doors ever again, and list out some common pain points that usually comes with them getting that kind of result. A couple other hooks as well we'll dive into. We have some hooks which are more mass market, and then we have some more hooks that are more niche and more in market, right? So this is a more mass market hook, just to show you guys an example.
Oh man, this better not be one of them solar guys. You're not a solar guy, right?
Yeah, I am.
You guys still knocking doors to get appointments?
Yeah, that's my full-time job, man. I don't know what to tell you. Are you the homeowner?
Man, get a life.
Damn.
And then it hooks in, right? But it's a more catchy one. It's more of like a skit versus this one. This targets very in-market people, and this is one of our highest ROI ads. This one, where this is still technically a test scaling campaign. We want to see how the conversion actually compares. Here's another one.
What?
It's similar aspect. You guys could see these on Ads Library as well. The reason the testimonial ads perform the best as well is because they get us very in-market people. They get us people that are actively looking for stuff, and because we're showing results, this is what we've gotten people with this, they're a lot more likely to actually buy. And so if you have testimonials, leverage the hell out of them in the front end of your creatives. Okay, and we're back. My computer died, but we are here again. Now in to show you guys, for instance, the lead form to landing page campaign. This is what we're running for roofing right now because we're still conditioning the pixel because we recently pivoted into roofing. But first off, let me show you guys the lead form that we run, and then I'll show you guys the actual creatives. The lead form is super, super simple. We just filter for people that are doing at least 5+ jobs a month because in that case, they're financially qualified, and then on our calendar, we filter as well. You need to have conditional logic. If they're doing less than 5, they need to be doing at least over 15 in the past 90 days, so an average of 5. And so yeah, we also have our pixel set up so that we can condition properly, and then name, email, phone number. Then from there, almost finished, look down, click me, and then for the people that don't, they can join the community, and there's a fuck ton of upsells, excuse my language, but there's a lot of upsells in the community. Now to jump in and show you guys the actual funnel, before I go ahead and show you, keep in mind that the only difference between this one and the one that we run the lead form is we literally just have a go high level calendar right there. But when we run the type form, we use the type form with the Calendly embedded inside it. And we also usually don't have the testimonials on the bottom. This is just our main landing page. When we run just the straight call funnel, we just have this page all the way down to here, and then we have obviously our Facebook client compliance stuff below. This is just the example to actually show you guys. Now, if you take a look at our VSL here in our headline, attention solar and roofing companies, we build you an in-house call center that's 200 plus appointments a month. We want congruency. We want our offer on here to be the exact offer that we have in our ads, and without the exact things that we say in the ads, without door-to-door sales, paid ads, or unreliable marketing agencies, which is what we talk about in the ad. And so the way we start this off is very, very simple. We have our first part, which is the intro and the offer. Let me move my camera, actually move this up here, but the intro and the offer, which is essentially how we do what we do. Then we have obviously the offer restated again. We have our results. So for instance, my partner Christian, not only does he have the agency, which is now Primera, what it is now, but he also has a solar company that he started as well, because the agency, when I came to him, wasn't profitable. So he's like, hey, I need to start something else to be profitable. And he ran that up pretty well, and he's actually scaled that to 6 figures a month in profit. The actual solar company, which whole nother story, whole nother rabbit hole. So we go through our results, and so Christian actually scaling his solar company to relate to these people, and they do roofing jobs as well, so it's correlated in here. Client results, so we'll go through like some testimonials, then we'll go through comparing this to traditional strategies that people try. Our VSLs are stupid simple. We use a Gamma Doc, and then we use our DJI camera, and then we merge the two together, and we just scroll through the Gamma Doc. No crazy slideshows, no crazy editing, which, bro, you don't need editing. We don't edit our ads crazy, and we still have a wicked return on ad spend right now. We're at 14.7x over the past 90 days. Our first month, we were like a 25x plus. Obviously, things get normal at time when you first launch ads for the first time. One or two things is going to happen. They're going to be miserable, and your ad account is going to somehow miraculously be cursed. Or you're going to start really, if your messaging is dialed in, really get the right people, and Facebook is going to purposely send you the right people early on so that you can continue to spend more money with them over time. We're still chilling with our return on ad spend though. But setup, timeline, all of this stuff, and then we go into guarantee after. We say a 200 appointment or refund guarantee. We don't even actually have that. We literally don't even have a guarantee on the back end. It's literally like, hey, we'll give you an ROI in 90 days, or we will work for free for an extra couple months until you do. But this is simple. Make sure they're above 5 installs a month. If not, then they're DQ'd, and we go to the similar question. We go immediately into, this is interchangeable. You could have your qualifier as your second question, always have multiple choice as your first, and you could have interchangeable to where the name, email, phone number, all that stuff is at the end. We like it in the beginning because we could have a partial submit if we need to. Get an idea of where they're at install-wise, get an idea of, okay, do they have money to invest? If they don't, then they get kicked out, and then they could go in and schedule a call. Now the benefit of this here is I could go ahead and click, I could click, and it autofills all my information, and it's really simple when you actually implement with Calendly, and there's no drop off. We have like an 80-90% self-book rate off these applications. Now the next part, and this is the most important part, this is actually one of my favorite parts, but this is our pre-call page. We have a 1 to 2 minute explainer video. It's around like 2 minutes, I think, to be exact. What is this?
With these up?
Yep, 2 minutes.
You're seeing that
exactly. Which basically goes over what our sales process is. So within our sales process, we have a couple things. So we will immediately text someone from an iPhone as soon as they book in. They'll also get automated reminders as soon as 24 hours before, 1 hour before, 1 hour before, 10 minutes prior, and then we'll also automatically reach out to them as well. What we recently started working with is a software called LinkBlue that allows us to immediately text someone, which in just a couple minutes of them actually booking the call to make it not look automated, from a blue line to where it's like, hey, this is just name, and then we'll send a selfie video or a voice note depending on the workflow of which call or which closer we're using. I'm taking some of the calls. We also have a closer that's taking calls as well. I just optioned to start taking calls again because it's one of the highest ROI activities I could do right now, since I have 50% of all the profit as a partner, which makes things super efficient. But next thing here, we can scroll down and obviously make sure, say, hey, go to Calendly, accept the invite, and then we have the VSL once again. Just reinstated the VSL. And then we have frequently asked questions. This is one of the most important parts. If people go through this, they're basically sold before they actually get on the call. It's just figuring out logistics, right? Appointment volume, quality. So every frequently asked question that could possibly prevent someone from showing up because they're concerned about it, but also answering them so that people could come on the call with actual certainty. We also run something called the Hammer Them Ad strategy, which is where we retarget people with anywhere from 30 to 40 pieces of content before getting on the call. Now that was an ad strategy that I paid over $5,000 for, and I paid $5K every single month for a mentorship, or $6K a month actually with my partner for mentorship from Jeremy Haynes that taught us that strategy. I can't leak that strategy, otherwise I'll probably be kicked out of the group, so unfortunately you guys do not get access to that. However, it does have a big impact in warming up people before they ever get on the call. But to briefly explain it, it's basically all of these videos mixed with all of our testimonial videos, which we also have here, and we've racked up a ton. For those of you who don't know my story, about 1.5 years ago, when I actually shut down my agency for the first time before I got into high ticket sales, I've talked about it in other videos, but I actually started a solar company for a brief period of time, and it actually went well. It just ended up crashing and burning pretty badly, similar to the agency. And yeah, that's how me and Christian originally met. Other than Agency Lab, this is where we really started to connect. We actually worked with him to get a call center built, and so I was the first person that he technically licensed the call center to, even though he was running an agency. But yeah, super simple stuff. But we'll take testimonials, all these videos, and we'll put them into basically a retargeting campaign, which is optimized for view content, to where every time someone books in, we'll just blast them with content before the call. We also have email sequences to where they get anywhere from 2 to 3 emails a day. It's actually specifically right now is 3 emails a day for the first 3 days once they book a call, so 9 emails total, which is very, very simple, and that's the process that we run. Now, last thing I'll show you guys, I'm not going to show you the exact automations I'm not going to show you the exact automations, the exact email flows, and the exact way that we actually write ads to make sure they convert, because that's what people pay me for. But hopefully this still provides a massive amount of value if you're here this long. But this is our final thing. So we'll also email people invites to this. And usually if people join, we have a very, very high success rate. Now, keep in mind, if you're someone that doesn't have the capital for ads just yet, this is a really, really good strategy as well, just having a school group as a lead magnet here, because that's basically what this is. Obviously, all of our stuff is paid to where they could join and then they could basically ascend into this stuff. But when we get on the call with these people, if they're not really ready to move forward on the first call, but they're more than likely going to be moving forward within a week, we'll collect anywhere from a $300 to $500 deposit and then get them on the phone with one of our clients. If that's something they want, like if they are asking us for like extra stuff, like go out of our way to get call recordings, go out of our way to do this, this, and this, get us on the phone with someone, we have all of that stuff in here. So it's like, yeah, we'll do that, but we're not going to go out of our way to do that. You give us a deposit, we'll give you access to things you want to show that, you know, you're actually interested. So we're not, you know, over leveraging ourselves when we have, you know, 8+ calls every single day. We'll show them our calendar, literally screen share our calendar. And when we pitch a deposit, we're like a 50% win rate. And the people that don't do the deposit, usually they don't end up buying anyways. It's kind of like our bullshit detector, literally. And we'll give them access to all of the stuff that we have in here. But another thing that we did when we first started, we were starting to do, but ads just like absolutely trampled it because we had the capital to spend. But we were reaching out in Facebook groups. This works great for home services, HVAC, real estate, solar, roofing, any of those industries that have like Facebook groups. We'll straight up post in the group and be like, hey, we just put together this completely free thing. We're not selling you guys anything, but basically we have this system that we built out, a call center that books hundreds of appointments every single month. We want to give you guys the exact blueprint array for free. And then for people to actually join in, they have to put in their name, email, phone number, and they get this for free. So it's basically a warm lead magnet, right? Completely coming through organic. All right. So hopefully you got some sauce out of that video. I literally showed you guys all of our best winning ads, our funnel, the fun stuff, right? And hopefully that was of immense value to you. Now, if you want to go a step further and you really want to learn this stuff, you want to get the exact ad strategies, the exact systems, the exact processes, help us actually craft an offer for you to start a licensing offer instead of a traditional agency offer to make anywhere from $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 per customer and anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 on the front end and maintain 70% plus profit margins at scale, then you can apply it to work with us directly below. If not, I'm going to be blasting 2 videos every single week, specifically on this model and some other things as well. We have a lot of like sales call recordings we're going to be posting because if y'all don't know me, if you do know me, I've collected a little bit over $3 million in just cash in general online. And so pretty good at sales as well, on top of just this good old marketing and offer creation stuff. So with that being said, look forward to seeing you in the next video. And if it makes sense to do so, apply and we'll work with you directly one-to-one and scale the hell out of your offer as well. All right, peace.